Hello and welcome to a very exciting tutorial. This is Intro to HTML. I'm Ben Taylor and let's get cracking. What is HTML? HTML is the language of the web. In fact, let's go look at some HTML. I have a web browser here. Navigate to any site you'd like. I'm just going to go to newegg.com because I love to shop for new computers. And everything that's being rendered here was being built in HTML. So how do we actually look at the HTML code? Glad you asked. I can hit Control U, or I could have right-clicked and said View Page Source. It'll open up a new tab here. I'm, by the way, using the Chrome browser. I would recommend using the Chrome browser for the purposes of this tutorial. That's what I'll be using whenever we look at our code and render it. So it's a good idea to follow along with me using the exact same software I'm using. However, you could use any browser you want to view the code here. Okay, so we're looking at HTML code here. This may look crazy and it may not make any sense to you right now, but by the end of this class you'll understand a lot more about HTML. And some of this will start to make more sense. So I want you to do a little test here. We're going to look for an HTML tag that's in every bit of HTML. Go ahead and hit Control F to find. I'm going to type in doc type. And it's going to find that. That is the first tag we write in HTML5 right there, the doc type. So lets the browser know what it's looking at, what it's looking for. Alright, I'm going to have you guys do another search. Let's see if we can find div. Look at that. There are thousands of divs on this page. 1,357. This is a little container here. These are called tags right here, and we're going to get into that in more detail as we start to build our first HTML page. But let's talk a little bit more about HTML. You know that HTML is the language of the web, but what does HTML actually stand for? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. That's right, it's not HTML, as one of my previous students called it. It's HTML and it stands for Hypertext Markup Language. So why is it called Hypertext Markup Language? I'm glad you asked. You could have asked Google the same question. In fact, why don't we ask the great Google? Why is it called Hypertext Markup Language? Let's see what the Googleometers say about this. Hypertext means machine-readable text, and markup means to structure it in a specific format. So HTML is called Hypertext Markup Language because it is a language that allows users to organize, improve the appearance of, and link text with data on the internet. That's key there, link text with data on the internet. That's that hypertext thing, where we click on a link and it takes us somewhere else. Okay, so now you know what Hypertext Markup Language is. You've seen some, you've searched through some, and I think it's about time we start to create our own. So why don't we get started on that in the next tutorial.